dase karuna kori. Dia patachaya shodoe amaya tomara charana dori. Dia patachaya shodoe amaya tomara charana dori. Chaya begadomi, chaya dosha shodi, chaya guna deodashi.
Chaya begadomi, chaya dosha shodi, chaya guna deodashi.
Chaya satsanga deoe amare, bosechi sangira ase. Chai satsanga deoe amare, bosechi sangira ase. Ikaki amara nai payaballa harina masankirtane. Ikaki amara nai payaballa harina masankirtane. Tu mi kripa kori shraddha bindu diya, Deo Krishna namadane. Tu mi kripa kori shraddha bindu diya, Deo Krishna namadane. Krishna se tomara, Krishna dite paro, tomara shakti ache. Krishna se tomara, Krishna dite paro, tomara shakti ache. Amito Kangala, Krishna Krishna boli, Taitava pache vache. Krishna Krishna boli, Taitava pache vache. Vaishnava Kura, Oyada Sagada, Ira Sakwaruna, Hori, Hori Vaishnava Takura, Oyada Sankara, Ira Sekaruna Kori. Dia Padachaya, Shodoe Amaya, Tomara Charana Dori. Dia Padachaya, Shodoe Amaya, tomara charana dori. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Mercy, 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 Vaishnava Thakura. That's what we are begging for. Give us the shade of your lotus feet. Tomara Charanador. So today we have a class of Padmanabha Maharaj here in Vindakunja, Sunday, just after Kartik.
Which sloka we should go through?
That is your choice.
So, Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 6, Chapter 1, Text 6. Adhuneha mahabhaga yathaiva narakan nara nanograyata manye neya nanme vidyakum arhati. Translation. O greatly fortunate and opulent Sukadeva Goswami, now kindly tell me how human beings may be saved from having to enter hellish condition in which they suffer terrible pains. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta from Srila Prabhupada in the 26th chapter of the 5th canto, Sukadeva Goswami has explained that people who commit sinful acts are forced to enter hellish planets and suffer. Now, Maharaja Parikshit, being a devotee, is considered with how this can be stopped. A Vaishnava, a Paradukha Dukhi, in other words, he has no personal trouble, but he is very unhappy. A Vaishnava is Paradukhe Dukhi. In other words, he has no personal troubles, but he is very unhappy to see others in trouble. Prahlad Maharaj said, "My Lord, I have no personal problem, for I have learned how to glorify your transcendental qualities and thus enter a grace of ecstasy. I do have a problem, however, for I am simply thinking of these rascals and fools who are busy with Maya Sukha, temporary happiness without knowledge of devotional service unto you. This is the problem faced by a Vaishnava, because a Vaishnava fully takes shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He personally has no problem, but because he is compassionate towards the fallen conditioned soul, he is always thinking of plans to save them from their hellish life in this body and next. Parikshit Maharaj, therefore, anxious, wanted to know from Sukadeva Goswami how humanity can be saved from gliding down to hell. Sukadeva Goswami had already explained how people enter hellish life, and he could also explain how they could be saved from it. Intelligent man must take advantage of this instruction. Unfortunately, however, the entire world is lacking Krishna consciousness, and therefore people are suffering from gross ignorance and do not even believe in a life after this one. To convince them for the next life is very difficult, because they have become almost mad in their pursuit of material enjoyment. Nevertheless, our duty, the duty of all sane men, is to save them. Maharaj Parikshit is the representative of one who can save them. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaya Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasari Sri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama.
Hare Hare. we know that we are existing in this material world, and always we identify ourselves with the body. I am this, I am that, I am Indian, or I am American, I am English, and I hold this position, but we are nothing. We are spirit soul. We have nothing to do with this gross body. But it is the system is made in such a way that we are very attached with the body. Even an ant also, we may see the ant is so inferior, but if we see in the vision of the ant, his body is very suitable and he is comfortable within that body. And frog, everyone, even the frog is so danger, and at any moment snake can come and catch. And for human being also, just like yesterday we went to Delhi, and well, in the jungle there are lots of snakes and people there, and in the highway there are lots of python in the form of big trucks. At any moment accident can happen, any moment, finish. So our life is very temporary, it has no value. We think that we are very comfortable within this body, but this is a gift of God, this human form, that we can overcome our material existence and go back home, back to Godhead. In scriptures it is described, just previous chapter, fifth canto, fifth canto, the previous canto, it is described about the hell. There are 28 hells, and people according to their karma, they go to different hells, and so much of suffering that you cannot just imagine. Yesterday night, after coming back from Delhi, I was a little tired and I went to sleep, and then I was thinking in my dream that I am trying to preach one boy, I am trying to convince one boy about Krishna consciousness, but somehow he is making an argument that, and he is not getting convinced. And like that, sometimes people may see in their dream that a thief is running behind him with a knife to kill him. And if it happens originally, the suffering which he will get, the mental, physical, whatever suffering, in the dream he will get the same suffering. He will sweat, his BP will go high, all the suffering. So that is mental condition, subtle condition. So in the hell, we may say that, well, how people go with this material body to this, that there is a different kind of body. When we leave this body, we get klesh sharir, means body which is suitable to accept suffering, and we undergo through those suffering. This materialistic person, so-called priest and all, they have found a way that a son after death can do some Shraddha ceremony, and it will deliver, and then gave the name of the son Putra. You know that? Putra. Pu means hell. Tra means delivering. So one who delivers from hell is called Putra. But actually, son cannot deliver us from hell. It is a ritualistic activity a son has to do, But Parikshit Maharaj, here, he is concerned about hellish condition of the soul, and how to go back, how to send them back to the spiritual world. That question Parikshit Maharaj is asking. Sometimes we see suffering of others, and if we don't care, that is not our devotional attitude. When someone is suffering, if we have the capacity to help, we should take care. We should, even if it is material suffering also, we should give relief for giving him spiritual consciousness. And of course, if someone helps, then the other person thinks, well, he is helping and I should follow the spiritual path to make him happy. Parikshit Maharaj is very compassionate. He is concerned about the suffering of the jiva. And what the jivas are doing, the soul, they are totally in the mood of enjoyment. Totally. Everywhere. If you send them to hell, I think they will find a way to enjoy there also. They don't consider place, time, place. If you send them to hell, they will consider, find their way to enjoy. If you send them to hell for one day, there also they will find to enjoy. So, just while coming, Maharaj was asking me, nowadays there are so many people in Nidhuvan. I don't think these people are coming to Nidhuvan because of spiritual concept. They are coming for enjoyment. Radha and Krishna, boy and girl, they consider Radha and Krishna, boy and girl. They had Ras Leela with the gopis Krishna had. So we also can satisfy our lasty desire. Let's go and see how Krishna enjoyed in Nidhuvan. They don't have any spiritual vision. So the point is that unless we give up the enjoying mood, try to control this material nature, it is very difficult for us to go back home, back to Godhead. And always we have to think of others, because we are the son of God, and others are also. So if someone is ignorant, if he is not understanding that he is not the body, and if we have understood that we are not this body, our original identity is with the Lord, then we should try to explain them in the way which they will be able to understand. Sometimes they may understand with sweet word, sometimes they may understand with prasad, sometimes they may understand with harsh word. In whichever way they understand, just we have to help them, understanding that we have nothing to do with this material world. This material world is full of suffering. If this material world is a pleasant place, why we need to wear this sweater and all? Sweater, chadar, and in the summer we need to switch on the AC. This is full of suffering, and still wearing this sweater we are thinking that it is so comfortable here. Somehow we are adjusting in this world. And apart from that, if you go to hospital, you will see people crying, dying. We saw a van yesterday fully burned in Delhi. So, a truck. So much of suffering in this world, so much of suffering. But since it is not happening with us right now at this moment, so at this moment we are thinking, so wonderful this world, why do we need? Sometimes people speak like this, why you think this world is not for you, if this world is not meant for you? So nice place, you should serve your parents and then you go back home, you are back to Godhead. Well, serving parents is different thing. And many times I saw those people staying in old age home, their son is not devotee, is not serving in the temple. Their son is a government officer, big officer, and they send their parents in old age home. And devotee's parent, devotee take care of their parents. So being a devotee doesn't mean that we are neglecting our parents. No, so it is completely different thing. We day before yesterday, one person was saying, "You were very happy taking sannyas. You gave up all the responsibility." I said, "No, I took more responsibility. I am working day and night, and I took more responsibility." So. The main point of today's verse is
Nidhuvan.
No. Compassionate way. In a compassionate way, Parishit Maharaj is asking Sukdev Goswami how to deliver this person from going to hell. The discussion will come in the next verses, next chapter. Sukdev Goswami will answer. Like that, Ajamil's Katha also came, how Ajamil was delivered. Always we have to think of Krishna, serve Krishna all the time. You can continue.
Well, before I continue, I have a question. That is, you're saying we're always looking for enjoyment, and that is wrong. But my argument is, if we are supposed to be Sat Chit Ananda by nature, how can we not look for enjoyment?
We should look for enjoyment, but that is proper enjoyment. People are looking enjoyment in cigarette, in alcohol. That is different thing. They are searching for enjoyment, but the path in which they are going, that is wrong. They should look for enjoyment, but not material enjoyment. Drinking liquor and smoking ganja and cigarette is not considered to be enjoying. One should look for enjoyment, but that is spiritual enjoyment, spiritual bliss, that is not material enjoyment. I was speaking about material enjoyment.
But then you mentioned Nidhuvan, and you mentioned, I was thinking it would be interesting to make an, like in the Western world, when you want to know something, you go and ask 100 people, and you say, what is their answer? Their opinion. From that you can get an idea what's happening there, or what they're, like they take political poll of elections, no?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. You may be right. I cannot believe that people come here to Vrindavan, all the way to go into Nidhuvan, to just pray for sensual enjoyment with girlfriend.
They don't pray, actually. They just try to match, just like when we see a movie and a housewife is being tortured by mother-in-law. They're so compassion, oh, poor wife getting so tortured by mother-in-law. And why is that? Because he is making a oneness with the wife. He is getting tortured. If I would happen like that. The same way, they try to make oneness that this girlfriend of mine is same like Radha and Krishna. So they have also enjoy. Let's enjoy. They are not praying that Krishna help me for enjoy. They just make the similar mentality. Do you get? And they get enjoyment out of that.
You know, the people who are going in Nidhuvan, they are all Hindus. So they may have some karmakanda thinking for sure, because karmakanda thinking is so widespread in every field. But what is the karmakanda they are looking for? Maybe to get blessings, to have a harmonious family life? I don't know.
I don't think they pray anything. They just want to make oneness with the Lord. The Lord also enjoyed here, plus enjoy here. Otherwise, why they bring girlfriend holding their hand? Even if they bring their girlfriend also, why do they need to hold their hand inside the Nidhuvan? They can hold their hand in their house, in the street, wherever in their city. Nidhuvan, going to Nidhuvan, one should consider that.
I have never seen anybody holding hands there.
Yes.
Have you seen that?
I'm not frequently visiting anyone. It's too crowded.
Maharaj wants to say something. Anyhow, it's a very interesting question because we were talking that this could be like a sahaja idea, because sahaja, they think they can enjoy sexually and in this way do something spiritual, no? I mean, the whole Radha Krishna Leela is a very high Leela. That some people, therefore, they say, oh, we prefer Ramachandra because he doesn't have
easily understandable.
He doesn't have the Madhurya Leela.
Yeah.
Whereas on the other side, in Gaudiya Vaishnavism, we are teaching that the Gopi Viraha Prem, their love in separation and all that, is actually the highest of all the high love feelings. Anyway, we are definitely discussing here two different topics. The one is, what is the real enjoyment in the spiritual world? What is the misunderstood enjoyment which we are trying to get in this material world? And then the compassion. Now I feel very happy when I hear this shloka, because you see the shloka was spoken 5,000 years ago. We hope at those days things were better than today, because today they're really bad. If already 5,000 years ago they were that bad, well then more difficult. But Shukadeva Goswami is teaching we should feel compassion for the people in the world. Now, feeling compassion for the people in the world and what that means in practice, I have never seen anything about it, until I met Srila Prabhupada. Compassion in this world. We have the example of Albert Schweitzer. Albert Schweitzer, he was a doctor. He went to Africa where there were no hospitals, and he opened a clinic there. Actually, one of my disciples, she went with Albert Schweitzer, and she was a nurse in his hospital. Danishtika was her name, from Switzerland. So, going and providing medical help in the jungles, that seems to be like a very generous move on in somebody's life, because you suppose that in the jungle life you're not enjoying life like living in a city in Europe. You renounce that life to help the people there. But how much this is really effective, it's another question. For example, I raised the question, and it's a very serious question. Has medical development really blessed the world? Or were natural healing, Ayurveda, and all these things much more appropriate to counteract disease? Why I question this? Because the hospitals of our modern day, they're actually the places of major crimes. Babies are killed randomly, everywhere. Babies, innocent babies, have no disease. They're killed for comfort or for money making. Then in the medical sites, so much malpractice, so much wrong things given to patients. The whole pharmaceutical industry is an industry of exploitation and giving people sufferings and killing them. Actually, they're killing them slowly, because the side effects, it's like a business. You give somebody medicine, the side effects, then he has to take another medicine, then the side effects, and he has to take another medicine. In this way, you got people there completely depending on the pharmacy, on the doctors in the pharmacy. It has to become a big business. I really doubt how many people have really been sincerely cured by allopathy, against how many people have been tortured and have been killed by allopathy. It's a question. I cannot give the answer, because it would really require to know everything and to take the numbers. But we, like for example in our community, the Vaishnava community in Colombia and in South America, we have totally avoided allopathy to the maximum degree. No pills, no medicines, nothing. Unless somebody breaks an arm or something, then we also have to go to hospital. Otherwise, and we have fared so well. The devotees are faring well. We have quite good health, just by depending on the nature cures. Anyhow, this is a very strong point. It's not really related to the Srimad Bhagavatam, or it is, because compassion and helping people not to suffer, what does it mean? It means to embrace a healthy, natural lifestyle. It means to get out of this hellish condition which makes people sick, like Maharaj was saying. What kind of enjoyment you get from marijuana? Marijuana. Of course, we know marijuana, nicotine, and alcohol, they are neurotransmitters. That means they go to the dopamines in your brain, the chemical effects. And these chemical effects give a temporary, pleasant feeling. Dopamine is like that. Dopamine is very powerful. Dopamine is so powerful it can make you faint. Like, for example, if you have a pain which is becoming so strong that you can't bear it anymore, you faint. Why you faint? That's dopamine. It's produced in the brain. It's a drug. The same neurotransmitter drug which brings you to faint. And when you faint, you don't feel the pain anymore. So it's kind of useful, no? That's the same thing which we call anesthesia. This is another type of very heavy drug which takes away your consciousness. So the pleasure which comes from neurotransmitters, there's many. There's even meat eating has a neurotransmitter called cadaverine. When you eat, when you chew on the flesh of some other living being, that chewing on the flesh and that sensation and that taste produces a neurotransmitter called cadaverine, and you become addicted to it. You want to do that again and again. I don't know how it is produced. I don't know the chemical compounds to explain it, but I studied. Another one is casein. Casein is coming in the milk products. Every milk has casein. Casein is neurotransmitter. And if you take butter, yogurt, or any milk product, ice cream, there's casein inside. And that it's addictive. I think we all know that. We are all cheese addicted and like that. And we don't know why. Because of this neurotransmitter. It gives you a feeling of pleasure. But that pleasure is not necessarily healthy. That pleasure is not necessarily good. So it's a very fine line. How people go to hell. Prabhupada says, or the Bhagavad Gita says, lust, anger, and greed. They're the 3 royal roads to hell. Huh? Royal roads. That's interesting. Huh?
Gate of hell.
A royal road means it is full of opulences and nice. Oh, come this way. You're going to hell. I mean, this is a picture, no? The royal road to hell is a picture, but what a picture! I mean, look at the people when they're drunk. The drunk person, he's so lost. No, they cannot even walk. Like finally they fall down in the street. Completely drunk. The police has to pick them up. Same thing, marijuana. People smoke marijuana. I've been surrounded by smokers of marijuana my whole life. It's a real pity. Because it doesn't give them anything new. It's the same thing. I'm in Hierro, listen, in Colombia. Now we are spaced out. We are enjoying doing nothing. It's amazing. It's amazing. This kind of passive feeling some pleasure. There's again, it's a neurotransmitter is inside there. And I feel satisfied. And the drugs are so bad that your mother, your beloved mother, she can be at home crying, knowing that you're going down the drain, and you don't care. You keep doing it. Your wife, your children may have no food, and you keep doing it. And then you ask a person who has smoked marijuana for a few years, you ask him, Hey, what do you feel? What do you get from that? Well, nothing. It's always the same. It's an addiction. An addiction to your pleasure. So therefore the pleasure searching, the enjoyment searching Maharaj was talking, is a very crucial point to study. Why are we so enjoyment seeking? What drives us into the wrong direction in our search for enjoyment? So much that it leads us to hell and to take the whole family to hell. Have you seen this latest drugs which they have in the US, where people are becoming like zombies? They're walking in the streets like, when you see it, I mean, you don't know if you should cry or what you should do. I forgot the name of this, but fentanyl, yes. So it's something so dangerous that it destroys entirely. It destroys the human being's capacity of human criteria. He definitely loses the criteria for decency, the criteria for constructive well-being. He loses the criteria of everything. But still they keep taking it. I mean, if you see a person on the fentanyl, only once, you should be cured for the rest of your life. You should say, never, 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 never ever get me close to this stuff. But no, they're seeing the others crazy and then they take it also. So, talking about the 28 hells, I think this is definitely one of them. Because a hellish existence which comes from selfish sense enjoyment. Now here, the selfish sense enjoyment, I will bring this around. Why are we trying to enjoy our substance abuse of the neurotransmitters, while at the other side we see that the world is in peril, the world is in suffering. So I'm so happy that Srila Shukadeva Goswami is speaking this, and I see how my Gurudev Prabhupada has applied it. Because my Gurudeva Srila Prabhupada, he went into the street of New York, the Bowery. The Bowery at those days already was a place where drug addicts hang around. Drunkards and drug addicts. Nowadays, it's every city. At that time, it was more hidden in other cities. But the Bowery was always the There was a place for lost beings. Then the next temple Prabhupada made in High-Ashbury. High-Ashbury was San Francisco. That's another one of those places known for drug addiction. So Srila Prabhupada started his movement preaching to the lost people in the worst condition. Plus, because this is everywhere, some nonsense is going on. No? People, they take intoxication, they get lost. But here, when we see Srila Prabhupada's attitude, and also Srila Prabhupada told us, just like what Maharaj was reading, help others. It's a duty of helping others. We are a helping movement. Our preaching is a helping movement. And by helping others to see their real self-interest, to see their real goal of life, we can save them from going down to hell on the royal road of their so-called enjoyment. Considering that, Srila Prabhupada or any Gaudiya Vaishnava, he should get a prize. Hey, you're doing the greatest things for humanity. But the materialists, they cannot even appreciate. You see, Prabhupada was never given like any recognition by the United Nations or by his country or by a city. Oh, Bhaktivedanta Swami, he saved so many of our drug-addicted young people and put them into something very beautiful. No. I mean, Prabhupada was preaching up and down, left and right, television, interviews, government officials. Prabhupada was preaching non-stop. I've seen him giving a class in the morning, talking to people in the day, and at night giving another class. I've seen it with my own eyes, and then at night translate books. So, if somebody is a manifestation of compassion, then that was Srila Prabhupada. And we should try to follow him as much as we can. What does it mean? It means to take people like you and me and everyone and engage them in Krishna's service. Unless there's positive engagement in Krishna's service, the real medicine is not applied. Krishna consciousness is not a no, 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 no. Krishna consciousness is a yes, 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 yes. Yes, let's go to Arctic. Yes, let's sing for Krishna. Yes, let's read Prabhupada's books. Yes, let's associate with devotees. Yes, let's celebrate Janmashtami. Yes, let's make another temple. Yes, let's have an eco-farm. Yes, let's grow Krishna's food organically in our farm, whatever. Krishna consciousness is yes, 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 yes. No? The no is not interesting for us. The no is a natural side effect. And of course, Maya is strong. And here, there's another interesting thing. Somebody said that yesterday to me. Yesterday I was preaching to a Bengali gentleman I met in Delhi. So I asked him, who is the greatest ambassador of Sanatana Dharma? The first thing he said, Krishna. I said, besides Krishna. Then he said, Srila Prabhupada. He actually said Srila Prabhupada. And he's from Nimbarka Sampradaya. I was happy to say. Then I said, why? Then he said, because all the other gurus of India, majority, they have gone outside of India to tell everybody, I am God. We are all God. We are all Krishna. We are all one. And Srila Prabhupada is the only one who went out of India. He says, we are servants of God. We are dasa of the Lord. So I was very happy when I heard him saying that. Really, extremely happy. And he's a top intelligent person. So, doing good to others means explaining people that they're servants and engaging them in service. Otherwise, without doing that, there's no change. There's no change. We have to change from the negative to the positive. The negative to the positive is spend your money for Krishna or spend your money for, oh, I have my money now. I remember one time, I was a brahmachari, there was a little accident and I got a pain indemnization. When you suffer and somebody else is guilty, then they pay you something. So, I got a pain indemnization. I was a brahmachari, so I had to go to the bank and claim the money. It was something like $3,000 or something. So I took the money from the bank and had it in my hand, put in my pocket. On the way from the bank to the temple, I probably blooped from Krishna consciousness 30 times in my mind. Oh, I could, because I never had money. I joined with 17, so I never had money. I didn't come from a rich family or anything like that. So now I could do this, I could do that, I could go there, I could. My mind just went crazy, just in this. So when I went back to the temple, I ran to the treasurer. I said, take this money for Krishna. It's going to make me crazy. Oof. Finished the problem. It's not anymore mine. So from that experience, I can see how much the people suffer who have money. Oof. Those who have money, I could do something for Krishna, but maybe somebody else will enjoy my money, not me. Like they say, there's a saying, it's a little bit funny. Let's see if I can remember it. Krishna, Krishna. No, it's not coming. That you cannot come to the positive conclusion because your attachment is holding you back. I'm so attached to this, even though I know it's bad, I know it doesn't help, I know I want to do something else, but I cannot let it go. So I've seen people rich suffering so much from that. Prabhupada was very powerful. He could get some Vaishya rishis. I hope that our Maharaj here can get some Indian rest in the Vishwa Vaishnava Raj Sabha, because we could do a lot of good. But the Vishwa Vaishnava Raj Sabha is not like taking drug addicts out of drugs, or like giving food to the ones who are starving. No, the Vishwa Vaishnava Raj Sabha is a charity work on a higher level. And Srila Madhava, is that some great achievement to go high in the sky? I mean, the temple towers are nice because then you can see the temple from far, and you can know, oh, there's the temple. So, but otherwise, this competitiveness, and this competitiveness takes to sectarianism, takes to some. So Madhava Maharaj says, as long as this competitiveness and some envy is within us, is not pure bhakti. You're not practicing pure bhakti. You're on another. So Vishwa Vaishnava Raj Sabha is to bring the joy of the overall Vaishnava happiness of preaching compassionately, trying, like we hear Bhaktivedanta Swami, he conquered 10,000 drug addicts and made them Krishna Sevakas. Wow, that should be the reason we make a festival. That should be, now we have some reason to have a big joyful festival. But hardly anybody shares this news of enjoyment with his people. Talking about Vaishnavas, no? He's jealous. There is some jealousness, undeniable. Because according to Shukadeva Goswami, Bhaktivedanta Swami's work is just what Shukadeva Goswami is telling. That's what the Bhagavatam is saying. That's what we have to do. And of course, it doesn't matter whether you preach in Rajasthan or you preach in Argentina. Preaching is preaching. uplifting is uplifting people. The Royal Road to Hell is available in Europe and in India also. How many people in India have been horrible kings, horrible this, horrible that? So you have Royal Road to Hell also going through here. Nobody can say all the Indians were always saintly. And now all the white people come and they're all from the demon races. Of course, some truth is in there, because if you look at the colonialists, the Indians, they were also colonialists. But what is the colonialism of the Indians? Business. The Indians in the old ages, Middle Ages, they had boats. They were taking their silks and incense and spices all over. They were making business. India was like the most opulent. It had the GDP, it's called. It had the greatest GDP in the world. It was the world power. And they didn't go everywhere and start killing people. No, they just went and sold them things. India was a great nation of commerce. That is a tradition. So in this way, the colonialists really are the most ruthless people. Really ruthless people. We don't have to go into details, because they came to India and colonialized India. They made India a slavery nation. Can you believe that? So, anyhow, this is the karma. Now we are in the time of Srila Prabhupada. This is the time of Srila Prabhupada, at least for me. There is a world before Srila Prabhupada and there's a world after Srila Prabhupada. The world before Srila Prabhupada, you can say Prabhupada, Bhaktivedanta, Prabhupada, Bhaktisiddhanta, it comes the same. There's a world before these gentlemen have spread the message of Krishna Bhakti. And there's a world after. And we are lucky because we are belonging to the world after Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, and we are trying to move in his guidance. We try to orient ourselves by his standards. And what is that standard? It means you have to start a preaching center. Stop being a nonsense, just doing your own little selfish thing in this world. Hey! Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, you can tell a person by how many temples he has made and how many devotees he has made. Did you hear that? Bhaktivinoda Thakur said that. Oh, so what does that mean? Make a temple. Doesn't matter where. Open a deity. Invite your friends. Give out prasadam. Read Srila Prabhupada's books with them. Make friends. Engage them in devotional service. If you cannot open a temple, then help a temple which is already open. That's also okay. In South America we say, you cut the wood or you borrow the axe. But if you don't do the one or the other, then you're just a foolish nonsense. Now I remember this saying before. It's in Spanish. Tengo tantas ganas de hacer servicio. Tengo tantas, así es, it's a Mexican saying. Dice, tengo tantas ganas de hacer servicio de que por macho me los aguanta. So this is the same thing with the rich person. I have so much desire to make charity, but I'm a real man, like I'm really, so I just support that. I just support this. Come on. Let's say you are a billionaire, millionaire, or whatever. You have all that money and you do nothing good with it. You don't make a temple. You don't print Prabhupada's books. You don't help the people. And like when these people like Bill Gates make investments, it's only bigger business. On a high level. For example, this Bill Gates, this top rascal, top demon, he gave billions or millions to the World Health Organization. He practically bought the World Health Organization. And then with them he got all this thing with investing in the misery of others. Can you imagine that? Poor person who invests in the misery of others. But that's going on. Colonialism is investing in the misery of others. Therefore, the real hellish people are those who are making their advancement at the cost of the suffering of others. Exactly the opposite of what Shukadeva Goswami says. 100% the opposite. Making their profit on your blood, sweat, and tears. So, Prabhupada taught us this cannot be like that. So, do something. This is, and I'm challenging anybody. I am asking them, my friend, is there any temple you have opened? Are you maintaining any deity worship? Are you distributing prasadam to the people? Are you giving classes? Are you speaking about what you heard from Prabhupada and share it with others? Are you doing anything and everything you can that others will be benefited? If you say no, then I would say, that's the reason you are unhappy. That's the reason that you're not advancing spiritually. That's the reason why you will not be saved from the repeated birth and death. If you want to be saved from repeated birth of death, you better apply this recommendation of Shukadeva Goswami. When, where, and how, I'm not discussing. That's another personal question. When to surrender, to whom to surrender, how to surrender, what to do, where to do. Everybody has to find that answer for himself. With the help of those he loves. You can only receive devotional service from somebody who loves. But he must love Krishna and he must love you. And he should also love Prabhupada. So I think we have already gone beyond time. And we are very, very happy. Any question?
I would have a question.
Go ahead.
I wonder about this hellish, what is written, because I grew up in Christianity and many religions actually, there is this hell and it produces a lot of fear actually, collective fear. And what I experience now in a spiritual path, it's out of anything. It's not making fear to others, because when I left, I really wondered that you also mentioned 28 or something, and also some stories of hellish things, you go to hell. And I hear that it already came back to me, there is something with respect to hell, so there is a fear actually. Even I totally out of what he wants to give us to me or to us. So I wonder what is in the Vedic written, because this word hell is quite powerful still, I think, here. But I think in the Vedic it's totally something different. So you understand my question?
Actually, for devotee, there is no hell. For devotee of the Lord, they don't need to think about hell. One who is wearing Panchimala, Tilak, and chanting Hare Krishna, they don't not just need to know about hell, but there is nothing wrong to know. When one leaves this material body, the soul is taken. When one person dies, immediately within 10-15 minutes, the external potency of Krishna gives one sparkle of light, throws one sparkle of light. Before that, within the period which he is leaving the body and that particle, the person, the soul will see everything dirt. Then, as in condensed dirt, and in that darkness, Maya will give a small light spurt, and that will lead the soul, and the soul will follow that direction of the light direction, and that will take him to the planet. There are innumerable planets, and it will take them to the place where he will get a body, again a body, but that body is subtle body, not made up of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen. No, this is subtle body which he can be punished, and in that body there are many kinds of punishment. Just few days before, I was hearing from women who died actually, and then everybody took her out from the bed, kept them on the kept her on the floor. Just everyone was crying, and by that time somehow she got life back again. So she was explaining, I was taken to a place where everybody was bound with their hands and on the back, and they are being beaten like anything with rods. But I was not beaten. I was asked to sit at one place, and then someone was the king. He was explaining the king. I don't understand who is the king. The king opened the book. He saw something. He said, "No, she has to go back, and he will get two more daughters." So then I came back. I woke up. I got two more daughters. Just few days before, I was speaking with that lady. It's nearby village. It is a practical example, but of course we can know many things from the scriptures also, that it is a place to get punished. Even in this planet Earth also there are many places to get the punishment. Just I said, the hospitals are there to get the punishment. Even in a house where we are diseased, we get punishment. When we are going on the road, if we meet with road accident, we get punishment. These are all hellish condition. Even if we are on the earth also, there is sometimes we have to take punishment as a hell. And there are many places where these punishments are given. Maharaj will elaborate.
No, I can relate to what you said, that this fear, giving fear to others in order to make them surrender to a certain thing, this is an unpleasant experience. And basically that's what dictators do. They say, either you do what I say or you get some very severe repercussions. And then the religions, they do the same thing, apparently. But then there's something else, which is simply a law. And that law we have to embrace whether we like it or not. It's the law of action and reaction. And action and reaction, the Bible says, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. Well, that's pretty heavy. Or more softly. You reap what you have sowed before. As you put the seed, you will get the results. So I personally think that we need it. We need a little bit fear for awakening. You know, and even the fear is not enough, because they put on the cigarette packet what will happen to you if you get lung cancer, right? They put an ugly picture on it. Is it true? Can you get this cancer? Yes, it's true. But they still buy the cigarettes. That means the fear is not enough. So, the element of fear is there. And those who are abai, charan, they're fearless because they have taken shelter of the lotus feet of Krishna. It's the name of Prabhupada, abai, charan. You become fearless when you take shelter of Krishna. You become fearless when you accept whatever will happen is in the hands of my Lord. I'm surrendered to Him, and if He wants to give me some suffering, Dukala Yamashasvatam, the material world is full of suffering. If my Lord, it's a lot about believing in God, you know. If my Lord wants me to go through some difficulties, so it be, so be it. I don't say, my Lord, you have to do what I want. No. My Lord, now I'm surrendered to you. If you give me sufferings, I accept it. If you give me joy, I accept it. But I will always keep at your lotus feet as your surrendered soul. This is what I understand is the next step, the evolution of theism. If you don't reach there, if you don't have this attitude of surrender to God, then there's another level. It's called negotiation. You want to negotiate with God. This is called karma kanda. What do I have to do to counteract this offense I made? This is called punya, or prayashchita. Prayashchita is called in Sanskrit. You did something wrong, now you want to do something to counteract the wrong thing you did. Is that right? Prayashchita. So this is like business with God, no? Okay, I blew it, but if I pay you something, that's what the Christians, they called it, indulgencias. ¿Se recuerda de las indulgencias? Eso. Rome was constructed with indulgencias. And then Martin Luther said, this is nonsense. We pay no more money to Rome. Then he started his own church. Krishna. So I think, even though we don't like it, the only way we go beyond fear is by accepting whatever comes. Then we can say, and even if my pain comes, I even then accept it. Then the Lord will see I surrender to Him. Prabhupada used to give one example. Beautiful. He said, father comes home, to his home. And mother says, oh, our son 5 years old, he has broken this porcelain figure. Very valuable porcelain figure. So father says, "Hey, did you break this? Hey, don't touch these things. Valuables." Okay, next day father comes. Another porcelain figure, also broken. He threw a ball. Now father's very angry. "I told you, you should be careful. You cannot throw balls in here in the room. This is not." And becomes very, very angry. Third day, another porcelain figure broken. This time the father says, "You stupid boy, can't you not listen?" And he slaps him in the cheek. "Should listen to me. I'm your father. And I'm telling you what's right, what's wrong." Next day, son is waiting in the door. "Father, father." "Yes, my dear son, what's happening? Can you please beat me very strongly?" "What?" "Yes, please beat me very strongly." "Why?" "I broke another porcelain figure." At that moment, father has no inclination to beat him, because the purpose of chastisement, the purpose was to teach him. Now he understood that he has done wrong. Now he's repenting. So then no more need for karmic reaction. That's what Prabhupada said. That's how karma works. Karma is teaching us. It's the kindness of the Lord, because we are pretty stupid. We don't do so many stupid things, and then there's this way of learning. I think with this we can finish here and we start having our.